gunpowder there ignites, that explosion will go through the touch hole, and then that will go into the bore here, which has the rest of the gunpowder, and ultimately the ball, which in this case we're not using a ball, we're just firing blanks, so we're just pouring down the powder. But and if we were firing a live round, we would have that live round in front of it, and then when that gunpowder explodes in the bore, that's what would ultimately send the charge out of the barrel. So this is a muzzle loading weapon. So that means there's no opening here. You can't open this up and put the bullet in. You need to take the ball and the wadding, put it in the barrel, and you need to take out this ramrod. This is one of the most important parts of the musket because it is completely critical to loading it unless you're firing a blank. And then you need to ram the charge all the way down the barrel. And you need to make sure it's fully seated or else the barrel might rupture. So it takes a good musket man could load this in about 30 seconds if he's wadding and everything. So it's a very slow firing weapon. It's not always reliable because this flintlock, it's a very complicated mechanism. There's a lot that can go wrong with this. Maybe your powder's wet and then that just won't go off at all. Maybe your flint's not sharp enough and then it won't make a spark. Maybe there's something wrong with the frizzen. There's just a lot that can go wrong. So they weren't that reliable. But I'm going to show you now what it looks like, hopefully when it does work. You might see me misfire. In that case, I'll try again. This shouldn't be too loud, but if you're sensitive, you might want to cover your ears. I'm going to put in hearing protection myself. So, one moment. I'll show you the loading procedure, and then I'll fire for you. I'm going to go louder. Yeah. I think it's going to be louder. Okay, now I'm going to walk you through the loading procedure. So this is the loading procedure that a soldier of the 18th century would go through. So the first thing you do is you open up your cartridge box, which holds these paper cartridges, which have the gunpowder in the bottom, and if it was a live round, it would also have the ball, and the paper itself serves as the wadding. What you're going to do next is you're going to tear it in between your teeth. You're going to spit it out because you don't want to eat paper. It doesn't taste good. You're going to open the pan. You're going to pour a pinch of powder into it. Just a pinch. You don't want too much because you don't need it. And then you're going to just pour the rest down the barrel. And if you were firing a live round, you would wrap your lead ball in this paper wadding. You put that in the barrel and you use your ramrod to ram it all the way down. But I'm not going to do that because it's very dangerous to just fire a live round out into the field, and we're not doing that. So I'm going to fire out in this direction. You might want to come on this side so you can see the flash from the pan. Okay. So when the soldier fires, he's given 3 commands by his officer. The first command is make ready. The soldier then brings his musket up to here. He pulls the hammer to full cock, takes off this what we call a hammer stall. This is a mostly modern safety mechanism. Nowadays we're required to use these because we don't want to accidentally pull the trigger and set the musket off. But they had these in the 18th century, but they didn't always use them. Next command would be present. And fire! That's what it sounds like. You may notice it's not that loud. That's because it's smooth bore. Would you like to explain what that means?
Smooth bore is just a pipe with a ball in it. Mine is a rifle. That means it's spiral barrels. It's more accurate. His musket would fire accurately 50 to 75 yards. Mine could go 200 yards. That's 2 football fields. It's going to fire the same way. You load the pan, and I heard somebody say flash in the pan. That's where that comes from. Lock, stock, and barrel is another one where this comes from. Lock, stock, and barrel. So you put some paper in some powder in the pan. Pull the hammer back with the flint and steel. What makes the spark, the flint or the steel?
Steel.
All right, brother. All right, ready?
Wait.
It's old
Bethpage, baby.
Did you get a
Restoration.
You didn't get a picture.
I'll fire one more time for you guys. This time I'm gonna load a little bit faster, okay? So soldier will be given the order to prime and load.
I know.
Gets harder when you can't see what you're doing.
So prime and load would be what? Combatants on the field and you're engaging, or
Sorry,
like
what'd you
you're
say?
getting ready?
I'm sorry, what?
When would you get that command? Like when they're
Like the beginning of guerrilla warfare.
Alright, let's go through the firing procedure. Make ready. Reset. Fire! Alright, thank you all for coming out. I guess that's all I have for you right now. We've got a whole house in there. Feel free to go inside and ask any questions you might have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for coming out.